Okay, Level Engine here, going to play the last of MICHmede's fan games that he or she made. This is the experimental 3D version of Castlevania Quest that I played not too long ago, known as Castlevania Quest Horror, except the horror font is kind of hard to read on that background. Really should the author really should have done something to make it pop out more. But before we even do anything in terms of the game, But before we do anything in terms of the game, I'm just going to look at MICHmede's website. From what I recall, there was a download link to Dracula Shadow that was an Italian version, so I'm going to hazard guess and guess that MICHmede's from Italy. His name is spelled Michele, M-I-C-H-E-L-E, except it's not even pronounced Michele, it's pronounced Michele. It's an Italian male name. So I'd guess that MICHmede would be a he, but another quick Google search would lead to a Twitter account of the same name. And her, not only is the name spelled differently, but that is not, is that a man? I doubt it. MICHmede. What doesn't kill you makes you weird at parties, and this person is from the States. So maybe they came from Italy, they speak Italian, then moved to the States, and maybe it's actually a she that made all those fan games? Or maybe this is just pure coincidence. Ah, whatever. Let's just play the game. Author, Michele. Yeah, it's being spelt with one L, and it's probably pronounced Michele. It's probably the Italian male name. So maybe I just stumbled into someone else's Twitter account by accident? Castlevania and all its characters are affiliated or a registered trademark of Konami. Important keys, escape, options menu, F1 enabled. Okay, so this has joystick support as well, but I don't have any sort of controller, so I'm just going to use the keyboard. So yes, this is MICHmede's attempt at a 3D fan game. Castlevania Quest Horror. Yeah, I played this quite a few times before, just try to beat some of the stages, and it's much harder than it should be for like all the wrong reasons. But there's one thing this person did right, the music. This is like the perfect gothic metal song I never even knew existed. Okay, no CS. Cell shad, what is that? I'll just leave it at no CS. And I'm assuming my input is still the same as in Dracula Shadow and Castlevania Quest, so we'll just leave it as is. Select level, please. Stage 1, Stage 2, Stage 3, Stage... Okay, so this actually has a stage select screen unlike the 2D version. So you can just play the levels in any order. I'm guessing this was done on purpose because this is for the most part a clearly experimental game. So we're gonna go to Stage 1, because if I remembered correctly, these are all 3D remakes of Castlevania Quest levels. So, Phantom Town, Cursed Forest, Sacred Graveyard, Death River. They're probably all identical in terms of level design, it's just the fact that now it's all in 3D. And what else can I say? Holy shit, this is so awkward. Let me tell you. You probably actually had to play the original Castlevania Quest to be able to tell what some of this stuff is. Yeah, that's the cross. You climb up a flight of stairs onto a ledge and be able to pick up a cross in the 2D version, so that's how I knew that was there. Considering how good it was in the 2D version, I'll just stick with the cross. Try not to lose it. So what else can I say? This is awkward. At least the remix of, well, all the music tracks in this game are remasters of their 2D counterparts as well. Let me say, the remasters are probably some of the best things you'll ever hear in a Castlevania fan game. Except it sucks that this beautiful, amazing track got used in this. So you're probably wondering what the hell is going on. I'm going to try and explain it to you as best as I can, because I doubt anyone has played it as much as I have then. I'm pretty sure that, like, they just struggle to do anything because of the awkward camera controls. Like, there is no camera controls, and then they just put it down and gave up and said, screw this, I'm out of here. So essentially, you walk around with left and right and up and down. You walk around in, like, a weird sort of 3D atmosphere. And then the camera changes to whatever angle it feels is best for you, but you have no control over this camera. So expect the camera angles to be changing every few seconds. And then you have to figure out what direction you're supposed to move in again, because sometimes the camera will just jitter around like a psychopath. On sugar and cocaine. Like, look at this camera. Any good 3D game, I can imagine, will let you have control of the camera, but this doesn't, so... This really works against you. Especially... Okay, now I just threw my cross out of the boundaries of the stage. And yes, this really works against you when you're trying to just point your character in the direction you want it to whip in. And yes, the bosses are still just as easy in this fan game, this 3D version, as they are in the 2D version. Except the bigger challenge is probably going to be pointing your character in the right direction to get him to whip the boss, rather than actually having a challenging boss. You just have to hope you can point him in the right direction, and once you've done that, you'll probably win. So let's go to stage 2, the Cursed Forests. Even though I'd rather not. And yeah, there's sunlight in this fan game as well, which can actually blind you depending on what angle you're looking at. Look, I'm just trying to move around here, and I'm gonna... that's holy water, but you kinda have to play the 2D version to be able to tell what some of these things are. And look, sunlight. Can actually get in your way and just blind you and make it harder to see things. Looks nice and all, but in terms of being able to actually see what you're doing, it's pretty annoying. And yes, those are bats flying in the sky, but I don't think I'll be able to hit them because... Okay, now I'm just trying to get Simon to go the right direction, but the camera just moves around and that makes me go the wrong way. Alright, that's supposed to be a skeleton. I think that's a skeleton. It's not exactly clear, because everything's just been distorted to look 3D. Because yes, these were all 2D sprites before MICHmede made this fan game, and they've just been stretched and made transparent just to look like they're 3D, but that's not what you're supposed to do. That's not going to work out very well. I'm just trying to hit this wolf with the cross, but I'm having trouble with that because I can't get the camera to point the right way. I have no control over it. The camera literally does whatever it feels like it wants to do. Remember the platforming section in the second area of the Cursed Forest? Well, it's way harder here because for starters, the enemies are harder to hit, especially the bats, because those fly around and you really don't have much control over Simon. You just gotta hope that he auto-locks onto the bats and you can hit him. Which doesn't always work out. Okay, now I can't even see Simon at all. Oh, there he is. Because there are so many different camera angles, and it's literally changing every few seconds that it just... Okay, I think I just got one of those orbs that gives you a full heal and kills everything on screen. Oh, I really could have used that. Now I'm not gonna die. Sweet. Except it's still a pain in the ass just to orient this camera because sometimes it changes direction mid-jump, which could really throw you off. Now, look at this kind. Look, I can't even see where I'm supposed to jump to. I probably need to jump to the left, but I can't even see it because this camera angle doesn't let me look at it. Oh, I have to be standing here to get to see the ledge. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get hit by this bat that I'd be able to easily kill in the 2D version because I actually have a much easier time pointing my whip or doing anything for that matter of fact. I didn't get this good at this overnight. Yeah, that's another of these platforms you need to jump on. That's a bag of money. Just as useless as it was in the 2D version, quite frankly. And then, look at this. Remember the one block wide platforms in the Cursed Forest in the 2D version? Well, he's implemented them here too, except it's gonna be that much more painful because this just handles much worse than it did in the 2D version. Now, I'd like to throw my crosses at the plant, but that's much easier said than done. They always seem to get thrown at this angle. And then I have to worry about that spider, because if it hits me, it could just knock me off one of these. Yeah, look at this. I'm dead. Now, I could try and go... I'm gonna... Well, the dagger actually has the same strength as your whip in Quest Horror, just like it did in the 2D version, so I'm definitely gonna go for that. One of the few times where I actually want to pick up a dagger in a Castlevania game. Or knife, whatever you prefer calling it. One of the few times where I actually want a knife. These don't come back, but they still have the same base strength as the cross in this fan game, so daggers aren't that much worse. And they're faster too, so they're kind of on par with the cross. But that's not how it works in actual Castlevania games, no siree. Can you not turn around, camera? I am trying to do these precise jumps. I mean, it's bad enough, it's just... It gets even worse when the camera just starts turning around for no reason. Okay, I might actually beat this stage, holy crap. Now, okay, I'm not even sure if I'm going the right way now, because... This camera just literally keeps okay, now this whole camera thing is getting even worse. Okay, I think I'm going the wrong way. I think I need to head east, because I was going right in the 2D version, so I'm gonna guess I need to head east. Wait, can't you even get up here? Okay, that actually looks like the wrong way. Is it? I don't even know which way I'm going. The camera just got me completely messed up. I had a really clear idea as to what I was doing, and then the camera just started changing direction several times, and then I kind of lost my way. I'll just try and stay up here, because the camera is more likely to behave if I do that. I think the boss is going to be in this next room here. Okay, that's a bridge. So that's the Minotaur skeleton, or the Skull Knight from Castlevania 3. And it's dead. Once you can just so much as face the boss, it's screwed. The boss is not going to live. Once you can face it, just spam whatever sub-weapon you have, and then spam whip if you run out of sub-weapon, then you're gonna win. Now trying to figure out where to go in this stage is even worse than what you just saw in the Cursed Forest. Might not look too bad. Okay, might just look weird at first, but it gets really ugly real quick, because you have to deal with the camera just constantly changing angles. So trying to just point Simon in the right direction is much harder than it looks, especially in this stage. Oh, I have a triple shot on my dagger. That's pretty cool. Not even sure how the hell he did it. Now, I don't even know if I'm going the right way. I'm just going to assume wherever there's enemies, that's where I should be going. Okay, I was trying to go up the stairs, but the camera literally just did a complete 180 rotation. Really hoping I'm not going backwards here, because for all we know, I might actually be going backwards. Because this stage in the 3D version is so confusing that I think I just walked all the way back to the beginning of the stage. I'm not kidding. I think this is the, yeah, this is the start of the stage. I just walked backwards like an idiot. It's not my fault. Every time I try and so much as do something, like I try and jump and then the camera just does a 180 rotation, and then I'm walking the wrong way all of a sudden because of it. Like, if there's anything you have to watch out for in MICHmede's fan games, for Castlevania Quest, it's the fishmen and the instant death pits. In Dracula's Shadow, it's somewhat cryptic, but you have to make sure you have 6 of Dracula's relics, the red crystal, before even setting foot in the Eternal Marsh, because if you don't, you can't get out, and you have to just wipe your save file to beat the game. In this game, however, your worst enemy is the camera itself, because holy shit. Okay, I think that was the guy in the robe I just killed. Oh no, oh no, 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 no. Oh, I'm dead. Just died to some weird, I think it was a bat that killed me. It's just so hard to tell with how MICHmede stretched out all these 2D sprites. It just looks so awkward. That really, if you wanted to actually make a good-looking 3D game, you would have to just make all new assets that were specifically made for 3D games. Because this is not going to go a long way, just taking 2D sprites and then stretching them out and making them look transparent to give the illusion that they're somehow 3D. Yeah, in case you can't tell, I'm throwing axes, but it looks really I think I need to go east. It looks really unclear, but I'm throwing axes. Or trying to, because I'm having a hard time aiming them, because this perspective is awkward and the camera angle just changes every few seconds, so I can never be sure if I'm going to hit anything or not. Or even just walk the right way. Let me just say that if you have trouble just figuring out where to go because the camera angle just keeps changing, then you've really got a problem. But now I got out of that first section at least. So I'm just gonna try and stay at the sides to avoid these ghosts, rather than just try and fight them because... Okay, I think that's a hand. I think that's a severed hand in the ground there. Yeah, this is supposed to be a 3D remake of Stage 3 from Castlevania Quest, but I don't know if you'll make it this far. I doubt it. Even if you start by playing Stage 3, I don't know if you'll make it this far to see all the ghosts and... Yeah, there were blobs in this section, so I remember there being blobs here too. Yeah, if you thought the blobs were annoying in the 2D version, then let me tell you. Oh, wait, what? Okay, so there's a random door there that's usually not there. Okay, let's not die. I'm gonna die here, right? I'd like to hit this hand and kill it, but I can't even do that. I can't point the whip in the direction I want to just kill that hand. And I'm trying not to just walk into it by accident like an idiot. I think that's a skull that can kill me if it will. I don't know what it's doing. Oh, something just fell out of the sky and killed me. I'll be back once I get back to the cemetery. Now, I'd like to be able to actually have the camera pointing at the ghosts that I need to avoid, but no, it's just facing the complete opposite direction. This is how not to make a camera for a 3D game. Now, can I stop getting gangbanged by ghosts so that I'd be able to easily kill if I was playing the 2D version? Yeah, now you're starting to see the blobs in this one, too. I just got lucky that I hit one of them and killed it straight away. Okay, I'd like to see where I'm going, but the light's getting in my way. I think I can go all the way around, but I'm not gonna do that. Actually, I don't even think I can. I don't know if I can go all the way around. Actually, no, I can't really go that much further. I think I'd pick something up there if I... Actually, most of this area just got deleted in the 3D version, so it's much shorter than it was in the 2D. I'm gonna try not to die here. Now it should be right in front of the boss, except I gotta make it there still. Okay, something just dropped on my head again, but at least we restart here, because I didn't get a game over this time. Now, I'm trying to hit this candle, but I'm not having any luck with it. And now I'm trying to hit that skull so it doesn't hit me. When something as simple as trying to hit the candle becomes a problem, you know something is horribly wrong. I just can't get Simon to face the right way to hit that candle, and it's just for 4 hearts, and I don't even have a sub-weapon. So I'm probably just gonna forget about that and just try and go to the boss. Grim Reaper. I'm just gonna hope I'm facing the right way, because if I am... just literally have to face the right way, and then just spam A until he dies. 1 level left. What happens if we beat them all? The Death River. Yeah, this stage still has the fishmen from the 2D version, but they're a little less obnoxious here. But of course they're still obnoxious. They can just shoot fire at you from like a ridiculous distance and hit you. So trying to outrun them is really difficult. Trying to hit them is also hard because, well, it's this game. Just trying to point Simon in the right direction to hit stuff is sometimes nearly impossible. When sometimes you need to do that more than ever, which just makes it really bad. Now again, I'd like to have the camera point at these eyeballs that are trying to kill you, rather than just point in some random direction, leaving you wondering what the hell is happening. Now I'm trying to make sure it's facing the right way so I can make all these jumps, because that water is probably instant kill. In fact, it is instant kill. I know, I fell into it quite a few times just trying to figure out what the hell was going on here. And I'm pretty sure you will too, unless you somehow master this game, which I don't know if you ever will. And this jump was apparently seemingly impossible, but what you actually have to do is not jump at it from an angle, because you probably won't get it. You gotta jump at it like this. The way those tiles are placed, you would think you gotta jump at it from an angle, but that's just going to make you miss it. You gotta jump at it straight, and stand on the edge of some of those tiles there. Oh, you don't duck, you just walk off the platform. I think I gotta do the same thing there as I did, like, just before. Just jump straight and not at an angle. Doesn't look clear, but that's what you have to do. And the fan game just crashed. I was about to beat the last level, I think, and it just crashed. So yeah, that's Castlevania Quest Horror. Something I wouldn't recommend playing because this is purely an experimental game. I don't think it's ever going to be finished, and I don't think my Let's Play of it is ever going to be finished either. But what else can I say? It's interesting nonetheless to think that MICHmede would try a 3D fan game. It really didn't work out, but still. It was a good attempt. No, I don't need to send more information about this problem. This is a crappy fan game. Case in point. But is it really that bad? Considering some background knowledge, could it really be that bad? Just think about this. Castlevania, well, the N64 Castlevania, because I refuse to call that Castlevania. It wasn't ever 3D to me. But still, a whole company, a whole development team worked on Castlevania N64 and Castlevania Legacy of Darkness. While for Quest Horror, on the other hand, I can imagine it was just one, maybe two people working on this. So MICHmede did not have the same sort of manpower that Konami had, so of course it was going to be inferior to something Konami would put out. But for one person, this was still really interesting and a great attempt nonetheless. And what else can I say? The music, some of it is some of the most beautiful stuff I've ever heard. Like this title theme, for example. Really gives you the impression that Transylvania is in desperate need of saving, and times are more grim than they've ever been. Even better, however, has to be this music. I just want to stand in a place where I know I won't get hit just so I can let it play out. Another point of interest that I would like to bring up is that there's a website known as VGmuseum.com where someone by the name of Zapsoft has pretty much ripped all the Castlevania Quest and Castlevania Quest horror tracks from the MICHmede fan games and temporary 3 files. And interestingly enough, there are actually remasters of the levels that I don't think actually got remade yet, but there are actually remasters for all the other levels past Stage 4, like Caves of Terror, Prisons of Famine, Infinity Sewerage, all the way down to Dark Crypt. Those have also been remastered the same way as the music in Phantom Town, so on and so forth. And apparently the Dark Crypt, you know, the one you all know and love, has been remastered. So I was wondering if maybe in the 2D version it was just an unfinished 2-second loop, and maybe he or she has finished it? And then I went to listen to it. And would you believe it? Someone out there thought it would be a good idea to remaster a 2-second loop. Makes me think that there's no other good reason MICHmede could have done this their fan game other than he or she really liked the song and just got too attached to it. Interestingly enough, there's also a part 2, but I think you can figure out what's wrong with it. Alright, so that was the last of MICHmede fan games. Really interesting, considering it was probably only 1 or 2 people that did it, but I never want to play it again because it just handles so horribly and the camera is even worse. So yeah, that's probably it for MICHmede's fan games. I don't think I'll be playing one of those ever again. Even though Dracula's Shadow was amazing and the 2D version of Castlevania Quest Horror, well, Castlevania Quest that came before, that was alright, except it was a little too hit or miss for some of the harder stages, especially Stage 7. And I'm pretty sure my Let's Play is going to remain as incomplete as the game itself, so yeah, that's it. Bye. Hope you enjoyed watching.